What's up, party people? Alright, so we had 2 losses yesterday, which is on the 15th of August. We had 2 losses, and we're gonna go through it together. I'm gonna make it short and sweet and simple. Let's go. Alright, so what is happening? Alright, now I was just saying whether it was recording. Alright, so our first trade was I believe it's this GU, right? So GU, same thing as always. On the daily, we can see that the price is going up indeed, right? We have a fair value gap right here. Alright, the price is telling me, alright, I want to go up, right? So I didn't have a fair value gap around here because yeah, it was just, this fair value gap is just too fine. There's no fair value gap right here. So I wanted another confluence, right? So I went to the 4 hour, right? Just ignore whatever drawing you see here right now, right? On the 4 hour, the candles were like this, right? This was just forming, right? All this wasn't here, right? This fair value gap was forming, but I didn't have a fair value gap because although, yeah, I can see, like, you know, opposite direction fair value gaps being formed, right? This was another indicator that was telling me the bearish fair value gap just got closed by the previous 4 hour candle, which means to say we are bullish. But I don't have a strong you know, a point of interest or point of entry, right? So what I did again, I went back to the daily, right, to see the previous day candle, and good enough, the previous day low was swept today, right? So with all these confirmations, I knew that alright, price is gonna go up. So I did the most riskiest thing. I went to the 1 hour. Remember, all these fair value gaps, daily sweeps or previous candle sweeps, all has to be done on the daily and the 4 hour, not the 1 hour, right? But you can do it on the 1 hour, but nothing lower. But 1 hour automatically makes your trade super risky, right? So let me just get back all this. All right. So I went back to the 1 hour and I saw 2 fair value gaps, right? Let me go a little bit back. Alright, as you can see here, I have 2 fair value gaps, right? Let me make it bigger. Right, there was this one small fair value gap and there's one big fair value gap. Now let me ask you a question logically, right? You have 2 fair value gaps, one small, one big. Which one do you think will work? Alright, if you said it's the bigger one, then you're right. The reason being is, bigger the fair value gap, bigger the volume, bigger the liquidity, whatever, right? Smaller, yes, it can react, but it's not as strong as the bigger one, right? And the bigger one is just back to back, right? I had this in mind, right? But when I took this trade, I was working, so I didn't think much, and I just, you know what, let's just enter once it taps, right? So good enough. You can look at this, right? Price tapped the fair value gap, or rather swept the fair value gap, the small fair value gap, did a market structure shift or a change of character, whatever you want to call it, right? Second, a red flag that I don't know why I didn't notice, right? There was no bullish fair value gap. Bullish fair value gap. My liquidity here got swept, yes, right? I saw that, but I didn't notice that there was no fair value gaps. What I did, I entered the moment this candle went down. I entered, right? Yes, it went up. So I was like, all right, good enough, right? Because a higher or better trade entry would be if this break of structure was caused by a fair value gap. Then that would be awesome, right? That would be, yes, the price is going up. But instead, I did not get that. I entered, and then the next following candle had a fair value gap. So I was like, okay, I got fair value gap. Yeah, we're gonna take it. All right. and it showed me like, yes, I'm going up, right? So I off my phone, continued working, blah blah blah. Price went down, hit my stop loss, right? And look at this. This is the ultimate entry that we can enter off, man. Hit the stop loss, did a market structure shift or not yet, right? Wait for it. Yeah, did a market structure shift, right? What do you see here? There is a bearish fair value gap being engulfed by a bullish fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, right? Yeah, so this is the ultimate entry, man. If I was to enter from here, right, or maybe here, whatever, right, I would have gotten a good ass trade. Let's see, right? It mitigated this fair value gap right here, right? Or we can enter here, but I wouldn't have entered here because it's like too big, right? Stop loss is gonna be too big, right? So we entered here, went down, went up, went down, went up, and did we at least see the 1:2? Honestly, I didn't even see it, but let's see. Okay, let's see, because 1:2 is where we break even, right? So yeah, 1:2, and then we break even and take partials. All right, we would have been a break even trade, but we would have gotten at least 1%, which is still a win, right? So yeah, so that's how we lost this trade. All right, moving on to the next trade. The next trade, this trade is honestly my fault, right? It is definitely my fault because I read the bias wrongly. The first red flag, right? If GU is going up, UCAD is definitely going down, right? That was the first red flag. It was my fault. I didn't realize it. It's my bad. All right. So what did I see? Whoa. Why is it so bad? Okay. So what did I see? I'll come to this later. Right. Let me delete this first. What did I see? Right. If you guys can see, uptrend, bearish fair value gap. Right. I saw this. Bearish fair value gap on the daily, right? It closed above this fair value gap, so automatically I assumed that, oh, it could be a pullback before going up, right? So I was looking for a bullish trade. I didn't have a fair value gap, right? I didn't have a fair value gap on the daily showing me we are bullish, so I went to the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, what did I see? If I'm not wrong, it was here, right? The price was right here. It was reacting off the 4-hour fair value gap, or at least that's what I thought, right? It went there. I went to the 5-minute, waited for a market structure shift. Good enough. It did give me a market structure shift, right? Look at this. Yeah, this one. It did give me a market structure shift, right? Exactly here with a fair value gap being right here, right? I took the trade. Each trade flew to my stop loss, right? And then it just flew down and down and down and down and down and down. Yeah. All right. So now let's take a look back, right? Why did we lose this trade, right? On the daily, let's move out, right? Yeah, on the daily, we can say that from this swing to this swing, we are still in the current motion, so it could have been going down and then going up. So yeah, we are bullish, right? We are bullish. We can say, yes, I was bullish and I lost the trade. But I wasn't satisfied with that answer because there had to be something that it reacted off, right? Because there's no reason for it to drop down after closing a daily bullishly, right? And look at this. Right now, it's up. It's going up. So it must have reacted to something that I missed. So I went to the weekly, and that's when I found, right, the order flow was actually bearish on the weekly, right? It tapped like 2 weeks ago. It tapped on that fair value gap and it's reacting right now bearishly. What else can you see? I can also see that this liquidity right here, this bunch of consolidation right here, is moving upwards, and there's no fair value gaps telling me that it's going to go down. Sorry, it's going to go up. right? So what does that automatically mean? That means this price is eventually gonna come down here, right? And sweep all of this. So yeah, we were bearish, but on the daily we were bullish. We tried to scalp for a good buy, right? And it just didn't happen. So let's see, right? Eventually the price still went up, right? So that means our bias for that daily, right, was right. It was right. But we were just, pushing our luck, right? We're just pushing our luck on the 4-hour fair value gap, and we lost, right? So what did it actually react off, right? It didn't react off this fair value gap. It actually reacted off this fair value gap, but our strategy doesn't. We don't care about the second fair value gap. We only care about the first fair value gap. What else do we see, right? We see a previous candle sweep right here, right? Look at this, right? We see a previous candle sweep. This red line was the 4-hour previous candle. We see a sweep. While sweeping, it also reacted off a fair value gap. So this can be our added confluence, right? So we go back to the 5 minutes. But even so, this was at New York session, right? Right here, do we have a market structure shift? Yeah, we do. We have a market structure shift right here. So let me just, delete everything else, right? Since we already went through this, right? Previous 4-hour low was right here. Swept with a tap of a fair value gap. Added confluence, right? Because end of the day, remember daily when we saw the buyers and all that, we were still bullish, right? Yeah, weekly reacted off. That's why it went down a little bit before doing a retracement on the daily to go higher, right? So on the daily we were bullish, so we're finding for a reaction and all that, right? Let's go do some replay, right? A market structure shift was right here. Change it to a confirmation. Let's go. See for a market structure shift. Do we have it? Yeah, we have it right here, right? I believe this was news, right? Have it right here. Do we have a fair value gap mitigation, right? It also mitigated a fair value gap. Do we have an order block? Yeah, we do. We have an order block right here, right? An order block right here that also overlaps a fair value gap. We can enter it off here. So your stop loss can be 2 places, right? It can be either here or it can be either below this low. So for me, let's say I'm trading, I want it to be safe. I can also put it here, but we might have a loser. But let's just see, right? 1:2, and then we're gonna just let it ride, right? Okay, let's go. Right, 1:2. Was it hit? Yeah, it was hit. Right, 1:2. We were so close to our stop losses. Right, let me just put it here a bit. Yeah, we were so close to a stop loss, but we did not hit the stop loss. Right, 1:2. Let's go back to the 4-hour. Let's see where else we can aim, right? We can aim something around here, right? Could be a first draw on liquidity. Second could be all the way up to this weekly fair value gap. So let's see. Let's see if we hit. Did we hit? Yeah, we hit. Oh, wow, that's nice. We hit on that draw on liquidity, and that would have given us a good 1:4.75. All right, so that's how we missed the second trade. All right, we learned from mistakes and all that. I wouldn't say UCAD was a mistake because we had the right bias on the daily, right? We had the right bias. We were bullish, right? No, it closed. We were bullish. But what was wrong is we didn't trade during the session we were supposed to trade, right? We traded during not even a kill zone, right? We should have traded during a kill zone. That was the second red flag, and that's it, right? That's it. We lost, right? So be it. We move on. We come back the next day to trade. So that's all I have for you guys today. We had 2 losses. Overall, I would say it was kind of an okay week, right? We had wins, we had losses. All right. So with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video. Hope you guys learned something new. Right now I can't actually send the link to our Discord channel, but I will be putting it on my description, where me and my co-founder LB Trader, we will be there. You guys can check it out. You guys can join our Discord, ask us questions. We are friendly people. We will be teaching you guys if you guys need any help. All right. So in that community, there are many traders who trade forex, they'll trade gold. Like LB Trader trades gold. I trade forex. right? And then there are traders who actually trade futures, right? Yeah, some use support and resistance, some use supply and demand, some use price action, right? So there are traders of many walks there, and they all are there, right? But if you guys need help and all that, mainly me and LB Trader, we will be helping you guys. We will tell you guys what you're missing out, what you're looking at, what you're not looking at, right? And we'll try to guide you on your trading journey. And this is for completely free, so go right ahead while it's still there. Just use it. Use this platform. Get yourself familiarized with trading. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Stay hustling.